Hello everyone and welcome back to Donington for the second time this week. It is Division 2 and 3 races happening this weekend. This evening, should I say. I'm getting ahead of myself here. It's only Wednesday. But we're back at Donington and currently watching Maurice May in the Haven Racing McLaren. And of course Bashir Jadwat taking victory of the Division 1 race on Monday evening for Squadra Ghostworks. So 1-2 for Squadra Ghostworks in fact, with Gabriel so coming in second, but we got plenty more action this evening. And we're 3 minutes into the qualifying session for Division 2 this evening, and this is a 15-minute session of course, and we've got the qualifying session for Division 3 happening starting in about 5 minutes. But we will focus on the Division 2 race this evening, and then we will catch the final 10-15 minutes of Division 3 after the Division 2 race is complete. And hopefully next time we'll have a second broadcast machine running, which is all part of the growing pains that SimRace South Africa is experiencing at the moment. And but it's a good problem to have. We've got Christopher Langeveld currently on provisional pole position in the Redline Racing Alpha Mercedes-Benz, and of course a man who was on great form in the 2018.1 season, not quite clinching the Drivers' Championship, but always there and giving Bashir Jadwat a hard time throughout the season, as did others like Leslie Oliphant. Other drivers as well. But it is Langeveld on provisional pole position and is up on his best delta time for the moment. Down the back straight we go with him, and looking to gain a 10th here. Oliphant and Langeveld look very evenly matched throughout the final practice session. Unfortunately Langeveld's made a mistake there, clipped the outside of the apex as it was, lost quite a bit of time unfortunately. We see Oliphant now up into second position for secured RP Mad Cape, the McLaren, and Osman Fali up into third position. So the BMW working well here so far. Fali driving for Synergy Samurai this season, together with Adrian Govender. Langeveld starts another flying lap. Let's have a look at Osman Fali. Let's see how he gets on. Currently up on his delta as he just starts his next flying lap in the number 9 BMW. Hugo de Witt now up into 5th position. Damien Hellcat in 6th position. And Mark McGinn 7th. Amrit Sinrain pops up into 8th for the moment. Now down to 9th is Robert Walker for Black Window up into 7th. And Mayer goes 11th, and South African National Motocross Champion Wyatt Avis, 12th position for him at the moment. Hellcat now up into 3rd position for Talk Dirty Racing and the 181 Nissan. Shout out to everybody who's watching in the YouTube live chat. Bashir, it's Devon, Peter Geldenes, where's the front? Carl Swanepoel, Reinhard Gerber, Peter Geldenes. Welcome everybody as the stands start to fill up here at Donington once again this week. Bashir asked if Leslie and Chris are in the Merc, right? Chris is in the Merc, yes, but Leslie the last second change to the McLaren for today, moving away from the Mercedes-Benz, yes. So Langeveld and Oliphant are showing some great pace here in the 26-second bracket. Late 26 is the sort of pace that we saw in Division 1 And of course, those two drivers, Langeveld and Oliphant, did qualify for Division 1, but technical difficulties. Christopher Langeveld with internet problems, and Leslie Oliphant with hardware problems kept them out of that race. And but they're here racing in Division 2. And of course, the top 3 from tonight go straight through to Division 1, Round 2 SSMGT at Mugello. As we watch Hellcat now, he was improving. He's lost a good time now. He improves. No, he's sort of stabilized his delta time there. So we are running 3 divisions for the first time in SimRace South Africa history, and this is something I've been working towards for a while now. And so we hit a milestone here at SimRace South Africa, and we look forward to growing the South African simGT series even further. Hellcat now almost improving. Pretty much square on his best delta at the moment. It's just under 7 minutes remaining in the session. You see Tim Smith up into 6th position. That's Rowan Smith, I beg your pardon. Rowan Smith has joined the party and notches a provisional 7th place starting position. So good run there from Rowan. New driver to SimRace South Africa is Rowan Smith, and we look forward to seeing what he can do this evening. And Scott Pienaar is currently the quickest of our AM class drivers. The AM class is the 4 drivers taking part in their first competitive season at SimRace South Africa. And Rowan Smith is almost 3/10 up on his best delta time, so this might just give him 3rd position. Scott Leslie Oliphant catching up to him. But Rowan is more than in his rights to carry on. His lap. And Rowan Smith is going to improve, but is it enough? No, it's not quite enough. So Oliphant does 26.877, so just 6/100ths of a second separating Langeveld and Oliphant at the stage. Watch Scott Pienaar now. He's about to start a flying lap. And Yassine Ismail now pops into the server and does a 150. So looks like a mistake for him. A 150, 20 seconds off next placed man Avis. So let's see what Yassine Ismail looked pretty quick in the final practice session. So I think it could go as quick as 3rd or 4th position, can Yassine Ismail. Let's see how he gets on. We've got 4 minutes remaining in the session. So possibly 3 laps the drivers can do if they stay out on track now. So Scott Pienaar sort of 3/10 down on his best lap time so far. So he's just looking for some more pace in the 27 McLaren. Let's see what he can do through the chicane. No, he's going to opt out of it. And he's going to make some space for himself before his next run in the C&M Racing McLaren. It's a big pity that Langenfeld and Oliphant did not take a part in that Division 1 race. And as I said, Ismail up into 3rd position. The Arcor Racing Ferrari, the 98 car. The Arcor Racing Poseidon, the Poseidon division, I think that is. And as I was saying, it's pity that Langenfeld and Oliphant weren't in Division 1. They're showing great pace, and that kind of pace was what the front runners were doing. Jadwat Rousseau and the rest of them. But we look forward to seeing what they can do in round 2 at Mugello. James Insland, will Div 3 only also be streamed? Unfortunately for this evening, only the last 10 minutes of the race will be streamed. So we've offset Div 3 by 10 minutes to start 10 minutes later. And once this race is over, we will then tune into the Division 3 race to catch its conclusion. So we haven't organised the second broadcast machine just yet. It's still part of the growing pains here at SimRace South Africa, but a good problem to have. And we'll rectify as we go. Carl Swanepoel, Ruan is our rookie, Jason. Looking forward to his growth. So Carl Swanepoel there speaking on behalf of Against All Odds Racing. And great to see teams developing drivers. And it's something that's going to increase, I think, as so we keep on developing sim racing into a major esport in South Africa. That is the goal and the vision that is. Langenfeld now is opted out of that move now. He's got sort of 3/10 on Oliphant. Oliphant's called it a day in qualifying at least. Called it a session, should I say. Pinar is basically dead on with his best delta so far. Let's see what he can do now. He's lost a bit of time there, unfortunately, trying to use the aero of the McLaren. But it's not quite there yet. But Skalpina, definitely a great new talent here at SimRace South Africa. Did very well in the GT4 Round 1 series that we ran 2 weeks ago. Running with the big boys at the front. And I look forward to seeing how he progresses throughout the season. Ismail's not, he's 2/10s. 3/10s down in his best delta. Cinerain is in the pits. De Wit's in the Porsche. He's on an out lap. He's not going to be able to get another flying lap done, unfortunately. Halket, let's see what Halket can do now. He's up on his delta. He's Damien Halket. Let's see if he can finish his lap before the session comes in. We are in overtime. I'm just not sure when he crossed the line. Rainer Gerber commenting there that SimRace says there's suddenly had a boom of fast drivers coming in. And yes, we've got a lot of new drivers coming in. It could be the result of the open races we were running the last couple of months, as well as the academy as well. Sort of we try and run an academy evening once a month, just to have a look at everybody and how they drive. And normally have 2 or 3 instructors watching live and then pointing things out that can be improved, obvious things. It's amazing what the 1 or 2 things that can be improved, and suddenly there's lap time. So I like to think that what we've started doing is working and bringing the field closer together. And it's a great evening for new people and veterans as well to ask questions. There are things that people have been doing for years, and other people haven't been doing those things for years, and suddenly there's a wow moment, and it produces lap time. So it's all about the knowledge sharing we're trying to bring into SimRace South Africa, and It's great to see quick sim races like Bashir Jadwat and Cat James getting involved, and I also try to help as well. And anyway, we've got Christopher Langeveld on pole position. Leslie Oliphant will start from second, Schalk Pienaar from third position. But right now we're going to have a short break, and don't go away, plenty of action to come. And welcome back to Donington. We're 10 seconds away from the start of the formation lap. And an exciting race on Monday evening. Looking forward to more action this evening as Langeveld starts the pace lap. And be interesting to see how these strategies pan out through the 61 lap race. We've got we had a McLaren starting on pole position on Monday evening. This evening we've got a Mercedes-Benz, the number 46. And then we've got a McLaren, two McLarens and one Ferrari. Yassine Isma on fourth position. Then another McLaren of Amri Sinerain. And then the Porsche of Hugo de Wit. And we saw Bongi Mabida finish on the podium on Monday evening in Division 1. What a result for him. His second ever podium at Simra South Africa, if I recall correctly. And let's see what Hugo de Wit can do in that Porsche this evening. And do expect an almighty battle between Langeveld and Oliphant. That's a rivalry carrying over from last season. And of course, the McLaren and Mercedes-Benz very different with their strengths and weaknesses. The Mercedes-Benz pretty quick on turning and down the straights. And McLaren's got superior aero and much higher medium corner speed. We've got Langeveld weaving side to side, trying to get those brakes up into temperature. And we're about to start this race as Langeveld approaches the speed up point. An exit of this corner, and off he goes. The race has started. And he's got the jump on Oliphant as Langeveld in the background. A bit of action there. I think Ruan Smith got it a bit wrong and lost our positions as Smith. And so is Osman Feli. McGear using the superior power of that Nissan to pass the BMW. But it is Langeveld away. There's a bit of a train forming. Skalk Pinot leading that for third position. He's got Ismail Sinrain right with him. And Sparks, unfortunately, has fallen back down 2 positions to 13th. Oh, we got a move here from Langeveld up the inside of... Oh, they're going to make slight contact. Rubbing is racing though. And wow, then McLaren's so quick through the corners. They're catching Langeveld out. Langeveld had to submit. He's going to go on the outside, is Langeveld. And Oliphant's got the inside line. So Oliphant goes to the front. And here comes Skalk Pinot. Bit of action in the back race. Ismail goes off. Langeveld trying to come back at Oliphant into the chicane. You can see the Mercedes-Benz caught up to the McLaren down the straights now, through the chicane, down towards the hairpin. And Hugo de Wit, the big winner there, up into 4th position, taking 2 places. And Verlee has got down to... Oh, the 2 Synergy cars come together. That hasn't gone to plan. Smith also ran to the back of one of them. It's a bit of chaos here down at the hairpin. But at the moment it is Leslie Oliphant leading this race on lap 3. And Langeveld's trying to stay with him. This is Ines Botma. He's got Stephen Sparks for company of Sparks Racing. We saw Leandre Sparks Racing Division 1, his son. And great to see the father-son effort continue the efforts here in the 2018.2 season, always improving. And especially Leandre has found some great pace in 2018.2. And Osman Felina looking to challenge Sparks for that 9th position. On board with Osman Feli. A bit of understeer there for their BMW. Botma makes a mistake in the chicane. Sparks looking to get through. This allows Valley a run at Sparks. Down towards the hairpin we go. Valley's got the inside line. Wow, Sparks goes up the outside. He can make the move stick, that'll be incredible, but no, three wide through that corner exit anyway. And Botma has got Valley and Sparks, so 2 positions for him. Sparks goes backwards, well, 3 wide through there again, and that's enabled Robert Walker to catch up to them. So Walker joining the party to make it a 4-way battle for 8th position. And Oliphant is disappearing at the front, 1.2 seconds ahead of Langeveld. There's Robert Walker. Made a slight mistake there. He's run wide. And Sinrain does well to avoid him. Sinrain's got a good run through turn 4. Going to challenge Walker now. Sinrain up the inside. That's brave. Oh, and Robert Walker says nothing of it. Governor now also wants a piece of Sinrain. So it's all kicking off here at Donington once again. And it's back to the Valley Sparks battle. And Botma leading it as well. Some great racing in Division 2 as we had in Division 1 on Monday evening. Now we're trying to keep my... I can look out on the timing boards for the Division 3 race as well. It's Verlina looking up the inside of Botma, and he's got him. Veli's got Botma for 8th position. Here comes Sparks too. Sparks are run at Botma. Look, chooses the outside line. Botma goes inside line. It's not going to work. Sparks is going to try and cut in. He needs to get out of it though, unfortunately. Here comes Robert Walker though, using the power of that Nissan. It's gone board with him. Walker not quite able to make a move on Sparks just yet. It's a great fight this is. And we've got a battle here between Pienaar and De Wit for 3rd position. So it is McLaren versus Porsche. C&M Racing. McLaren. Walker's fallen back. Oh, issue for Walker. Damage to the front of that Nissan. He's down to 15th position. Let's see if he can get back up there though. Plenty of time. Someone's off here as well. Who is that? I think it's Steven Sparks. No, what's happened to Sparks after doing so well? Anyway, still plenty of time in this race to make a comeback. De Wit now has got a run on Pienaar. Into the hairpin we go, and he's got him up the inside. Need luck. Goes ahead of C&M Racing. And here comes Damien Halkett, the man from Port Elizabeth. He is now picking up the outside of Pienaar. Doesn't quite make it work. Can he use the power of the Nissan now to get past the McLaren? That's the question. Gets the power down. Pienaar a bit better there. So the car's pretty evenly matched through there. Botman now and Cinerain together. Government 2 having a run on Cinerain. Oh, Government having a look up the inside, trying to unsettle Cinerain. It hasn't worked. Cinerain keeps his cool. Here comes Maurice May in the Haven Racing McLaren. Just one of the many good looking cars in this championship. But there's Leslie Oliphant moving away at the front, 2.1 seconds ahead of Langeveld. Let me try and have a look at the tyre strategies. There's Oliphant on the soft tyre and Langeveld's on the medium. So we'll see how that plays out. So that would explain Langeveld's lack of pace at this opening stage, and that would have explained Oliphant wanted to get past Langeveld as soon as possible before those softs burn up. Wyatt Davis in the pits. What's happened to Wyatt Davis? It's like an unscheduled stop for him. Botman Smith fighting it out with Meyer. This is for 11th. Meyer has got 2 Audis for company. It's the Division 3 race. It just gets underway. And now we'll try and update you all with what's going on in that race. Of course, we'll catch the last 10 minutes of that race after this one. Verlies got Cinerain for 8th position. That move coming off camera, unfortunately. And as I take my eye off the action for just a minute, and that's what happens, just a second. Smith has got Meyer for 12th. So Mayer's fallen back 2 positions. Oh, we've got some action here. Cinerain is off. He looks to rejoin. Gonna try and rejoin safely if he can. Looks like a spin there. Is anybody waiting for him? No. So I'm not sure if he lost it all on his own or if he was helped along. Rowan Smith has got Ines Botma for 10th position. Let's see if May can come back at those two Audis. McGear has got Ismail. Halkett's falling back. He's had a spin the chicane in his last two position. Valise lost out to Governor 2, so the Synergy Samurai car swapping around. Botman and May now close together. May's got to run a Botma into the hairpin we go. Botman's got that move done nicely. But May's trying to come back at him now. Robert Walker recovering too. He's now caught up to Mayer. Walker very quick through turn 4. Catching up to Mayer all the time now. Now he needs to use the power of that Nissan down the back straight to make a move on that McLaren. Oh, as Botman makes a mistake. Using a bit too much curb. Mayer runs wide. That should allow Walker to go through. They're going to make slight contact. Oh, Mayer just... I think he just came across in the Nissan. Just running a bit too wide. So, anyway, contact there. That unfortunately means position drops there for Morris Mayer. For Haven Racing as well. Unfortunately, the field is spreading out a bit too much for my liking, at least. With the two Synergy Samurai cars running together, Vali and Govender. Govender leads Vali. And they've got Ines Botma catching up to them. So they need to up their pace and start moving towards Damien Halkett in 7th position. Look at our race leader, Leslie Oliphant. And Langerfeld's not too far behind. That gap's just 2.1 seconds. Of course, Oliphant's on the soft tyre. Langerfeld is on the medium. And De Witt is also on the medium. Oh, big slide there for Langerfeld, pushing very hard. He's trying to catch up to Oliphant and pressurize him. So Pienaar starting to catch up to De Wit now and challenge him again for their third position. But the Need Luck Porsche running well here at Donington. The Division 3 race, it is Nazim Edwards leading Ryan Hill. It's the first and second position. Mark McGear lonely in fifth position, trying to catch up to that De Wit Pienaar battle for third. And he's slowly edging towards them. Janu Boyson in third position in Division 3. So that Edwards, Hill and Boyson, that's your top three in Division 3 for the moment. It's quite board of Scott Pienaar. This is the closest battle we've got on track for the moment. Let's go on a lap with Scott Pienaar in the C&M Racing McLaren. And we're into turn 1. Red gate. Let the car run wide. Just like mistake there for Pienaar. I see his delta increasing there, unfortunately. And so that's costly. You need a good run through this section. Use the arrow of the McLaren to keep it towards the left. A slight low mistake there from De Wit, and he's off. Hugo De Wit just losing the Porsche on entry to the old hairpin, and through goes Mark McGear to fourth position. So McGear won't mind that at all. But that's how easy it can be. It's not easy doing what these drivers are doing, and De Wit just getting it wrong there. We're back with Scott Pienaar, and through the S's we go, and then on the way to the Melbourne hairpin turn 10. Nice wide entry, then clip the apex and straighten the car and get the power down as quickly as possible, and then we're on the way towards turn 11 Goddard's, the last corner of the circuit. Pienaar with a couple of errors at lap a second down his best delta. McGear moving towards him. And Cinerain is off again, unfortunately, down to 15th position in the McLaren. May up into 14th. And Veli and Smith now together. Oh, that BMW looking very second hand for the moment. And he's got Ruan Smith trying to take that 9th position away from him. On board with Ruan Smith. Chris Haneke update on the tyre strategy. Well, Oliphant is on the soft tyre and Langeveld's on the medium. So we would expect Oliphant to stop sooner than Langeveld, but Langeveld is keeping contact with Oliphant. That gap just 2.8 seconds between them. And we saw both drivers, Oliphant and Langeveld, in the 26-second bracket in qualifying as Vali goes off the circuit. What happened there? Maybe perhaps he was distracted by something, or is there ping issues for Osman Vali? As Ruan Smith is going to squeeze by. up into 9th position to split the Synergy Samurai BMWs. Next car up the road for him is the BMW of Adrian Govender. So Peter Carr there says there's lots of buttons in the Audi. It's Felice suffering ping issues here. The car moving around pretty strangely for the moment. And we've got a change in Division 3. Edwards from Manly from Maine. So Hill and Boyson have fallen down the order. But Edwards still leading Division 3. And we will catch the last 10 minutes of that race after this one finishes. Halkett now under pressure from Adrian Govender. I think Halkett's made a mistake and fallen backwards. Govender now sees an opportunity here to make a move on the Nissan. Let's go on board with Adrian Govender. Halkett leaves Govender behind through there. No problem for that Nissan through the S's. Look at Stephen Sparks now on his recovery. I think he was down to 14th or 15th, up to 12th, and chasing down Botma. It's 8 seconds behind him. So and he's 3/10 up on his best starter for the moment. Is Stephen Sparks. So coming alive is that Sparks Racing McLaren. Morris May 2 recovering up to 13th. He's got that very present Nissan behind him of Robert Walker. Just one of the many Black Widow run cars. Great to see the new team growing so quickly. Let's catch up with Yassine Ismail in the Alcohol Racing Poseidon entry. So still Edwards leading Manly in Division 3. And Michael Mann currently in 3rd position. Mike Miquet is moving towards Skulk Pienaar for 3rd position. That gap's come down by 0.3 of a second again. So Mike Miquet already coming alive now with that Nissan. Hugo de Wit also not far behind. Ismail there too. So interesting battle brewing for 3rd position. As we've had someone leave the server, unfortunately. I think that's Wyatt Avis, unfortunately. So Avis was in the pits a couple of times, so perhaps technical difficulties there for Wyatt Avis. And McGear will want to clear Pienaar as quickly as possible and see if we can get anywhere near Oliphant and Langeveld. Oh, McGear, very aggressive through turn 1. Trying to get that big power down in that big Nissan. Through the old hairpin we go. Want to get a good run here and set yourself up for the rest of them. McGear making a slight error there as Pinar scampers away. Oh, Pinar using a bit of the grass, as does McGear. McGear has to get out of it. Not the ideal line through there either for McGear. But much better on the brakes there than Pinar, using the error of the Nissan. So, and he will close up to him slightly down the back straight as well. So Oliphant still leads by almost 5 seconds ahead of Langeveld, and then we've got this battle 28 seconds behind them. Of course, Oliphant and Langeveld season Division 1 runners, not able to make Monday's race for technical difficulty issues, but in Division 2 this evening. But Scott Pinar doing a fine job in their McLaren, also leading the AM class for drivers competing their first competitive season at SimRace South Africa. So Scott Pinar doing a fine job. But again, not quite able to close up to Pinar just yet. And De Wit's also closing the gap now, just 2 seconds behind McGear. McGear with a much better run through that time, just 2/10 up in his best Delta time. And, this battle also progressing nicely. Veli versus Botma. This is for 10th position. So Oliphant really starting to get away now from Langeveld. That gap up to almost 6 seconds. Botma's got a good run. Oh, we've got someone's fallen back. Hellcat's gone off, I think, and that's allowed Govender and Smith to get by. So Hellcat battling with consistency here at Donington. He's got the pace, but he keeps falling back after mistakes. And Botma runs slightly wide. Allows Veli just to move away slightly. Approaching the old hairpin now. Here's a bit of run through here. Botma misses his apex. He's going to run wide. Oh, mistake here from Botma. Oh, how did he save that? I was certain it was going to turn around. But good reactions there, Botma. And that's allowed Veli to disappear for the moment. But Oliphant now has put a lap on Maurice Mayer in the Haven Racing McLaren. So that's secured RP. Mad Cape car now well in command of this race. 6 seconds ahead of Langeveld. And Langeveld somewhat battling on their medium tyre. McGear into the pits, interesting. So pretty early. Perhaps on a 2-stop strategy this evening. And he's going to rejoin behind Botma in 10th position and ahead of Sparks. Ryan Khab asks, will Division 3 also score points? I think yes, Division 3 I think will score some points. So we just have 15 runners here in Division 2. So I think the first couple of the winner, I think the podium might score points for this round, yes. May into the pits now on lap 22. And he will rejoin the lap down and in front of the Pinard de Wit battle. So it's still Edwards leading Division 3 from Manly, and Main in third position. If you're watching this live stream and you're interested in getting in on the action, you're welcome to visit our website at www.simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab and you'll find out if you can read up all about the current championships. We've got someone who's left the server. Who is that? From 5th position. I'm not quite sure who that is for the moment. I think that was Yassine Ismail who left the server, unfortunately, after doing so well. And yes, it is Yassine Ismail. So Ismail and Avis are retirees for the moment as you watch De Wit catching up to Pino nicely. Should be a good battle to watch. So it's Needluck versus CNM Racing once again. Oh, mistake there from De Wit. Oh, he almost saves the car. He does save it, but loses a lot of time. So consistency there again in question for De Wit. But that's hopefully we see him catch up to Pino again. And Pino doesn't quite have the pace, but he has the consistency, and that's helped him stay in third position. I see Ismail trying to rejoin the server. That's great. Actually, he's in the pits in the pit lane. So let's see. We'll see Yassine Ismail rejoining very shortly. And get on with this evening's proceedings. Yes, we see Ismail in the background there. Let's see what he can come away with this evening. Damage limitation there for Arcor Racing Poseidon. And Halkett has caught up to Govender. He's fighting for 5th position. Portma slowly catching Veli. Mark McGear there too after his pit stop. He's got Stephen Sparks there for company as McGear makes a slight error. Hasn't cost him too much time though. So this battle for 8th position, these 4 drive cars concertining nicely. Mark McGear looking strong. Oh, mistake there from Stephen Sparks. Into the wall he goes. I don't think there's too much damage there as he lets race leader Leslie Oliphant through to put a lap on him. A bit of damage there for Stephen Sparks as Yasin Ismail again disconnects from the server. Line issues for Ismail. If you watch Langeveld put a lap on Sparks. Oh, mistake here from Botma. Into the kitty litter he goes. Mark McGear passes him laughing. Oh, Botma again. Needs to be careful on the grass. Needs to rejoin safely. Race leader Oliphant coming through. So he rejoins safely, does Botma. So watch Leslie Oliphant now. Got a nice gap back to Langeveldt for the moment. Just wonder if we're going to see Langeveld go much longer than Oliphant and put on the soft tyres for a short run towards the end. Say 3/4 into the race, somewhere like I don't know, lap 45 or so. Langeveld is flashing his lights at Botma. Botma moves aside nicely, respecting those blue flags. Veli and McGear nice and close together now. A mistake there by Veli. McGear now just half a second behind him. And this is hurting McGear's strategy now. This is the downfall of pitting early, falling back into traffic with those who haven't done pit stops yet. And can be quite costly. Whoa, McGear much more aggressive into turn 1. He wants to clear Valley as soon as he can. He's battling Pinar for that final podium position in 3rd, of course. And Valley is spoiling his party, unfortunately. So McGear is catching Valley down the back straight. Not able to make a move just yet. Oh, he's gone for it though. Wow, that's aggressive by McGear. And Valley, it's take a bit of avoidtive action there. But that's how desperate McGear wanted to get by. And I was not expecting that. But there we go. McGear up into 8th position. And we'll now go after Ruan Smith in 7th. McGear now has got race leader Oliphant looking to put a lap on him. McGear makes way. Nicely done. Just like that. Valley's right with McGear again. McGear slightly compromised there by Oliphant coming through. Sinran into the pits from 13th position. He rejoins behind Mayer. So Sinran and Mayer fighting over that 13th position. Suddenly, Langeveld's much closer to Oliphant. That gap down to 3.6 seconds. I'm going to put that down to traffic. So Langeveld's having an easier time. Of course, he needs to get past these two now again. He's going to hoping to get that down the main straight as I think that's Valley moves aside for him. And Langeveld's now got McGear to clear. Does Oliphant have any more traffic? He's got an Audi in front of him. It's either Botma or Smith. I think that's going to be Ryan Smith up next. And De Wit into the pits from 4th position. Let's see where De Wit exits in relation to McGear. They're fighting over 4th position at the moment. Govender is through. Here comes Mark McGear. And De Wit's going to easily rejoin in front of Mark McGear. Leslie Oliphant dives into the pits on lap 31. So bang on in the middle. Langeveld's going to carry on. Of course, this puts Oliphant back behind all that traffic he just passed. Halkett also in the pits. He rejoins in 10th position. And Oliphant's going to rejoin now. 2nd, of course. got someone off here. Stephen Sparks recovering from a spin at turn 1. And the question is, when is Christopher Langenfeld going to do his pit stop? Is he going to come in now? Well, Oliphant is in traffic, or is he going to stretch those mediums as much as possible? Can he run the mediums to the end and do a sort of splash and dash at the end? It's another strategy that could work in this situation. But no, he's coming in now. Here's Christopher Langenfeld. He dives in. Let's see how quick this is. Where is Leslie Oliphant? He's just leaving the hairpin now. Oliphant's going to easily retake the lead of this race. And Bashir Jadwat reporting that he missed his box, but he's much closer to Leslie Oliphant now, isn't he? No, not quite. The gap is around 6 seconds, was it not? It's now 5.5, 6 seconds. So let's see if I can see what tires Langenfeld is on. Langenfeld is on the medium tire again, Oliphant on the softs. Pino on the mediums, Smith on the mediums. It's kind of at the Smith-De Wit battle. Ryan Smith still yet to do a pit stop. De Wit's done his pit stop, so this is ruining Hugo De Wit's strategy for the moment in that need luck Porsche. Ball with Hugo De Wit. It's going to run on him up the inside. Oh, and settles the Porsche slightly, and he has to get out of it. Down the back straight we go. Who's got the grunt? Porsche much quicker. Wow, Smith just lets him by. Just like that. And De Wit now 36 seconds behind Pina, but I think Pina still needs to do a pit stop. So Scalp Pino driving very well here at Donington, leading the AM class, of course. We've got May and Cinerate battling over 12th position. In Division 3, it's Edwards from Manly from Boyson. So Edwards looks to be one in control of that race for the moment. Ryan Hill in 4th, Louis Jacobs in 5th position, and Michael Main in 6th. Raymond Duggan in 7th, if I read that correctly. Mistake there for Mayer. Syringe right there. So with a better run through out there, looking up the inside line, but Mayer's gone very late under braking. Syringe's got the inside line trying to get the drive, but it's Mayer who puts the power down better. Botma has fallen back behind Halkett. Walker's in the pits. Sinray now with another attempt on Mayer. Mistake there by Mayer. Sinran's got the run up the inside. No, he doesn't. Mayer closes the door and thwarts that attempt. Better line here for Sinran. Surely he's going to have Mayer. He's using the whole track a bit more. They're going to touch slightly. Sinran's fighting for the inside line. Mayer's trying to cover it. Wow, great racing between these two. Sinran trying to unsettle Mayer, but it hasn't worked just yet. Smith into the pits now. Down the backstretch we go. Sinran in the slipstream. Surely he's going to have a go at Mayer. Mayer covers that outside line. He should have gone defensive. And Sinran has sold him the dummy. Oh, he always made a mistake. Surely Mayer's going to find his way past, is he? Mayer's going to run on Sinran now. These two squabbling over 11th position. And Mayer's got Sinran again. Sinran's got the inside line. But Mayer might have better drive that way. Towards Goddard's we go. Mayer's got the inside line. Sinran submits for the moment, trying to get the slingshot now to the straights. Great racing between these two. Sinran aggressive into turn one. He's slightly up-braked himself. I thought he dipped a tire into the grass there. But that way he's got a better run out of turn one. He's trying to unsettle Mayer. Mayer's having nothing of it. Oh, Sinran made a slight mistake. A big understeering moment there. Sinran's got a better line through there now as well. Oh, he's got a huge run of Mayer. Wow, around the outside. Just like that. Incredible move. Well, Mayer made Sinran work for it. And he's done just that. So Sinran up into 11th. And now we'll try and go after Ryan Smith in 10th position. Sinran just needs to keep it nice and consistent now. Botman to the pits from 9th or 8th position down to 9th now as Governor passes him. So Ryan Hill back into 3rd position, Division 3. It's Edwards from Boyson from Hill. Those are your top 3. So quite an interesting race going on over there as well. So Ines Botma now will rejoin in 10th position. So winning that battle with Sinran in 10th. But I think Sinran's starting to come alive now in this race. I think he's going to be with Botma shortly. Look at the gap he's pulled to Mayer. 4 seconds already. And Oliphant is disappeared from Langford now. 13-second lead. So the front runners are running similar pace, 27.6 for Oliphant and a 27.7 for Langeveld. So pretty even for the moment. And I wonder if Langeveld made a mistake somewhere and that's cost him all that time, 6 seconds. Valley and Halkett together now as Wesley Oliphant tries to get past them. Valley making way there for Oliphant, our race leader, but that's compromised him. Now Hellcat's all over him. This is Talk Dirty Racing against Synergy Samurai. Oh, having a look up the inside is Hellcat. But Oliphant's already extended the gap by a second again. Hellcat's got a run now on Valley. Chooses the inside line. Who's late on the break? It is Hellcat. He's got the inside. He covers the inside line. And doesn't let Valley get back underneath him. So Hellcat now back up into 6th position. Interesting line there. It's allowed Valley to close up again. But Hellcat cements that 6th position now. Bad lap there for Langenfeld at 28.1. Oliphant did a I can't quite see that now at the moment. Pino now the 29.5. Question from Peter Kellner says, Pino pitted yet? I don't think so. He's fighting David for 3rd position, but I think Pino has to pit now. I think David's going to go through. I think Pino has stayed out a bit too long. May even lose out to McGee in 5th position. Will he come in this lap? No, he does not. Valley into the pits. For simGT Samurai. That looked like a stop and go to me. Valley racing Botman and Cineran. And he's made that work for him. May into the pits now. Looks like a second pit stop for him. Cinerain's now caught up to Botma. He's closed that 3-second gap to him. And Cinerain just a second behind the Audi. Got a three-way battle developing here for 9th position. Stack there for Cinerain. Nothing to get the power down. A mistake here by Botma. Cinerain not quite able to take advantage, but he's right with him now. Down the back straight we go, or the main straight we go. Cinerain dives out of the slipstream, trying to unsettle Botma, but I think he might have unsettled himself somewhat. But he gets a better drive that way. Interesting line there by Cinerain. It looked like a mistake to me, but no, that's how he takes that corner. Oh, and Cinerain's got a great run on Botma now on the outside. Yes, he does. Wow, Botma very liberal with the track limits there. But perhaps just making... Oh, we got some action here. Who's turned around? It's Rowan Smith. Oh, he's lost 3 positions down to 11th. He goes. Valley, Cinerain and Botma profit from that. And yeah, great. Oh, Langeveldt left the server. Disconnect for Chris Langeveldt. Oh, that's killer. Oh, Cinerain's made a mistake now. Here comes Botma. He's going to have a run on him surely. No, he's not quite close enough. Look at that. But heartbreak here for Chris Langeveldt and Redline Racing Alpha. And our 3rd retiree for this evening. And that's left the... yeah, so Pienaar has gone to 2nd and De Wit will go to 3rd. Cinerain has now cemented the 9th position. Oh, such a pity for Christopher Langeveldt. He's had such bad luck with his line this week, denying him entry into Division 1. And unfortunately, a disconnect in this race after pretty much on for a solid 2nd position and a handful of points. But it is Pienaar who's moving to 2nd. De Wit is in 3rd. Oh, we had a spin here. Botma's around in the Audi. So you will rejoin in 10th, which will soon be 9th. And Stephen Sparks is catching up to Rowan Smith after Smith's spin. So we're down to 13 runners this evening. Division 3, it is Nazim Edwards leading the way. In second is Raymond Duggan. In third is Michael Main. Fourth, Louis Jacobs. And Janu Boyson completes the top 5. 14 runners in that race. Steven Sparks now closing up under braking. Zeroing in on that against all odds Audi of Rowan Smith. Smith makes a slight error again. Sparks nice and tight there, a bit too tight on exits. And hurting his momentum that way, Steven Sparks. Let's let the car run wide and do the work. Pinar is now 42 seconds ahead of De Wit. Surely Pinar needs to come in and do his pit stop. This is McGear leading Governor by just a second. So Governor is starting to come back at McGear now. Board with Osman Feli, Edwin Govender, I beg your pardon, his teammates. Oh, mistake there, used a bit too much curb. Let's unsettle the BMW and away Mark McGear goes. A lot of hesitation there by Govender through the old hairpin. Sort of interrupting the car through the corner. That all costs space. If you watch the Division 1 drivers, they are much more smoother through there, more sort of suggesting the corner to the car, not manhandling that steering wheel, as Governor is doing for the moment. Governor pretty good through the chicane though. And Sparks is right with Smith. Let's go on board with Steven Sparks. Smith being very liberal with the track limits. Sparks much quicker than Smith through there. Gaining on him now. Again, Sparks much stronger now. Catching up to Smith all the time. Where's he going to make a move? I will just back out of it here. And then try and have a run on him down the back straight. Needs to be as close as possible to him now on exit of this corner. This double apex right-hander. Get the power down, Stephen. Oh, he's a bit hesitant there. Just waiting for the car to settle before he puts down the power again. Not able to make a move just yet, using all of the curb on the right side. Through the chicane we go, matching Smith. Corner by corner. Oh, he's gonna run back of him. Oh, that was close. That was very close. And it's cost him time. Sparks just started breaking himself there. Change in Division 3. Edward's still leading, but it is Duggan, I think, in second. Yes, Duggan in second position and Louis Jacobs in third position. So we got position changes all over Division 3 for the moment. So, I think so. Unfortunately, due to a technical issue, we have lost the Division 2 server, and I think we're going to conclude the race just there on lap 49 of 61, and we are now going to join the Division 3 race to watch the end of that. And but unfortunately, there'll be no more racing in the Division 2 race this evening. I will now join the Division 3 server. And we now joined the Division 3 race, and is Nazim Edwards leading the way. And it looks like he's driving Bashir Jadwat's old Nissan from last season, or the season before, I think it was. No, it was last season, 2018.1. So I'm not sure if it's the right skin. So that was the one that was sent to me. But anyway, Edwards now leading the way, and he is a good 1 minute 12 ahead of Raymond Duggan in the Black Window Nissan. So domination here for Nazim Edwards. And got Janu Boyson in the lovely looking 111 Porsche for ZDF Racing. And then we've got Mark McGeer, his teammate Louis Jacobs in the 469 Nissan for M2 Racing. Then Ryan Hill having a strong race in 5th position for the Arcor Racing Poseidon car. We have Michael Main in 6th position for Heaven Racing. Damien Manley in 7th. Peter Wenzel on debut this evening in 8th position. And we've got Jonathan Paul in 9th. Zander Klingen in 10th position. Chad Cook in 11th for SH Racing. And Safontaine, his first ever race at SimRace South Africa, in 12th position. Peter Nell in 4th. And we've got Kevin Smith on debut as well, currently in 14th position, rounding up the field. But it is Edwards leading the way. Do we have any close battles? We've got Jacobs and Hill quite close together, just a second apart. This is the M2 Racing leading Arcor Racing Poseidon. So sorry to all those Division 2 drivers tuning into the YouTube live chat, but unfortunately the server went down and we will no longer be racing this evening for Division 2. We will call it a race then, and whoever has not done a pit stop by that point, then I will add a pit stop time to your race results to come up with the race results. Unfortunately, that's all we can do at this stage. Ryan Hill with this mistake there. It's allowed Jacobs to move away from him. No, there won't be a rerun of Division 2 race. The server went down. We're going to call that result as it is. And whoever did not do a pit stop by then, we will add a pit stop time to the final race time at that point to work out the final standings for that race. But it's too late now to do anything about it. We've got 49 laps done of 61. I think that's long enough. But well done to all the Division 2 drivers. That was a really good race, everyone. And a nice compliment to our Division 1 race on Monday evening. This is Louis Jacobs now, who's caught right up to Boyson. Boyson's run wide. Here comes Jacobs, they're going to make slight contact. Not too bad. But Jacobs now up into 3rd position. Of course, the top 3 runners from this evening go straight to Division 2. Round 2 South African simGT at Mugello. after informing all the Division 2 drivers that the race is now being called as it is, we can get back to the action here. Jacobs now looking strong in third position and trails Raymond Duggan by 12 seconds. So Duggan having a good race here this evening. The Black Widow Racing. Listen. Boyson trying to come back at Jacobs. Yeah, so Osman, we started the race 10 minutes later than Division 2, so we could catch the end of the race in the live stream, as it were. But we've been able to cut in a bit earlier as the Division 2 server went down. As you know, you were in the race. So we've got Nazim Edwards well in control of this race. About to put a lap on Ryan Hill in 5th position. Boyson are closing up to who's spun around. It's at Nell. Peter Nell's around. And he's going to do what to rejoin safely. Is he? Got someone taking avoiding action there. I think that was Main. Yeah, Michael Main, 6th position. And, yeah, we got a battle for 3rd position. It's Jacobs versus Boyson. Boyson now with the run on Jacobs, has to get out of it. Wisely so. Down towards the old hairpin now. Great drive here from Boyson. Catching Jacobs nicely. Oh, move up the inside. It's brave. It's made it work. Can Jacobs come back at him now? No, Boyson goes to third. We've got race leader Edwards about to lap the battle for third position. That's just how dominant Edwards is at the moment. Got a question from Osman Fali. Are you going to take into account for Division 2 the second pit stops the guys are supposed to make? Well, unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody was on a one-stopper or two-stopper. And all I can do is add a mandatory pit stop for whoever's not stopped yet. But I won't be considering a second pit stop. That's just something I cannot work out. So, but as I only require one pit stop per race, I will add the time of one pit stop. So, being so late in the race when the server went down, I would think that the drivers who wanted to make a second pit stop would have done that already. But yeah, so I'll be looking at just the one pit stop for that race. It's not ideal, I know, but that's all I can do really. So through goes Edwards to put a lap on Boyson and Jacobs, and suddenly Hill's right with Jacobs now as well. We've got a three-way battle here for third. Oh, Hill just makes contact there with Jacobs just to let him know that he's there. So we've got two Nissans running together chasing a Porsche. Yeah, unfortunately with a server disconnect like that, I lose all the data from the rest. So besides what I see on the live stream, that's all I will be able to work with. So you can imagine the pain that it is to go through entire race like that to work out if someone did a pit stop or not. So I need to watch the entire race, note who did a pit stop when, and then yeah, whoever didn't show pits on the board at some stage in the race. As Hill's got a run on Jacobs after an error from Jacobs, and Hill now up into fourth position. Jacobs might have another go at Hill now up the inside. No, he doesn't. So nice close battle here for third position. 6 laps remaining in this Division 3 race. Edwards and Duggan have pretty much got it wrapped up. Oh, and Boyson runs wide. Hill does very well not to tag him. Rejoining. Osman, do you have a copy of the replay? Well, I might just ask for you that if my replay is corrupted. That would be great. I'll check to see if my replay is corrupted first though. But yeah, that would be a help, Osman. If I don't have a replay, I'll send you a message if I need that file. Thank you. So Hill really driving well in this race, really improving towards the end of last season, and definitely in this race showing improvement. And change of car as well, from the Porsche to the Nissan. Clearly suiting him. Boyson desperately trying to get away from the more powerful Nissans. Although that Porsche has no slouch on the straights. So it's zooming extremely fast, leading Alcohol Racing Poseidon and M2 Racing. This is for third position. And, these three are about to put a lap on Jonathan Paul in 9th position. Oh, mistake here by Hill. That's going to allow Jacobs through. And perhaps some fatigue setting in in this late stage of the race. 4 laps remaining now of 61. These drivers have been going at it for an hour and 20 minutes already. So this is Raymond Duggan in the Black Widow Nissan. Oh, he's got someone pointing the wrong way. Who is that? I think that's Kevin Smith. Just getting it wrong there. But he will rejoin safely. Brian Hill off again, I think it was. I heard a noise in the background. Just battling to get that car home now. Husband for Lee asked, do you think it would be a good idea for fixed status for Division 3 to allow the guys to be on the same baseline, closer to racing and driver development? It's an idea, Osman, but I would think that restricting drivers from experimenting setup would be holding them back if what is required to be quick is to be able to learn how to do a setup. So although it might be a good idea for the racing, but in the long run to get those drivers into Division 2 and 1, it would be more of a hindrance, sort of limiting their experience with setup work, which I think would be detrimental. So setup is all about sim racing. If you're going to sim race and you want to be at the front, you are going to have to you're going to want to experiment with setups and understanding how things work. And if you don't know how setup works, then there's plenty of reading material to go through to understand how it all works. So yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah, it's an idea, but I think in the long run it'll be detrimental to the driver's development. So Jacobs now has got a run on Boyson. And again, like Bashir is mentioning in the chat now, you know, people have different driving styles. And a fixed setup might suit one driver better than another. And I'd like to think setup work actually brings the cars closer together, the drivers closer together, in fact. Not further apart, as we see Boyson making a slight error there. And through goes Jacobs to third position. Oh, here comes a dive from Boyson up the inside, and Jacobs saw him coming. Wow, incredible racing for third position, and Brian Hill's right there as well. And he's bringing Michael Mann with him. In that McLaren. Oh, under braking way for turn 1. Mickey trying to work that angle, but Boyson not having anything of it. Oh, and Jacobs now trying to get to it. And another thing I want to say about setups too is people are very quick to blame not being able to set up a car properly, or no, another person that has a better setup. It's very often what's sitting in between the steering wheel and the seat that's the problem, to be pretty honest. So, and once you work that out and you can improve your driving, then you will see lap time. So if you see now, Jacobs back up the inside of Boyson. What's Boyson going to do? He's going to dive up the inside. No, Jacobs says, why is it this side? He covers that inside line and says, no, not this time, Mr. Boyson. And Ryan Hill now wants a piece of the action as our race leader, Nazim Edwards, has started the final lap of the race. And, oh, there's a mistake from Hill, runs into the back of Boyson. Oh, again. So Ryan Hill already forcing the issue with Boyson. And anyway, Nazim Edwards is well on his way to take victory of this race and secure himself a Division 2 grid slot. And Boyson now has moved away from Hill. Oh, we've got someone. Is Jacobs waiting for Boyson? Yes, he is. What is going on with Jacobs? He's lost all drive. He's let through 3 drivers. Louis, the race isn't over yet. Anyway, Nazim Edwards now approaching the chicane for the very final time. And Nazim Edwards rounds. Oh, he's going to slow down, do this in style, and Nazim Edwards crosses the line to take victory of Division 3. Congratulations to him. What a great jump. Duggan will get second. And we're going to cut down to this third position as Hill's around. Boyson takes third. Mann will get fourth. Hill will recover to fifth, or Willie. And Jacobs, is he run out of fuel? I think Louis Jacobs is run out of fuel. Oh, that's absolutely killer. Manley will get 7th. He might get, will get Jacobs from 6th because Jacobs hasn't actually finished the race, I don't think. Or has he? Perhaps he has. Manley gets Jacobs. So Jacobs actually didn't get to the end, unfortunately. And Manley will get 6th. Wenzel will get 7th. And Paul will not get 8th. Jacobs will finish at 8th position. Paul in 9th. Cook completes the top 10. Playing in 11th. Serfontaine on debut will get 12th position. Peter Nell is finishing 13th. Kevin Smith rounds up the field in 14th position. Well, an evening full of drama. We had disconnect for the 7 Division 2, but a great win there for Leslie Oliphant, no doubt. Skalkpino, I think, got second, but we're going to have to see if he did a pit stop or not. And overall, some great racing this evening. Thank you very much. We had 3 divisions this week for South African simGT. a record for SimRace South Africa, and very chuffed with that as we continue to grow our membership. Well, that concludes round 1 of the South African simGT series at Donington. Next week we take a break from the championship races, and in the following week we will start with the first of the round 2 of the South African simGT4 series at Brands Hatch. And what a cracker that's going to be, as I think the Maserati is going to have the edge on the Porsche Cayman there, the opposite of what we saw during round 1 at Imola. And of course, as always, if you want to start racing at SimRace South Africa, you're very welcome to join us. You can visit our website at simracesa.co.za, click on the Esports Leagues tab, have a read through the championship summary of what we're doing this season, and submit a sign-up form. That will come through to me on an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible with what you need to do next, and we'll get you on the virtual track as quickly as possible. And there's plenty of drivers to race with different skill levels, right from Division 1 to Division 3. There's always somebody to race with. Well, until the week after next, possibly on, I think next Wednesday, I think we're going to have an academy race, but I'm going to confirm that still. But anyway, until that following Monday for round 2 of the South African simGT4 series at Brands Hatch, all the best until then, and catch you guys on the live stream there. Goodbye.